that's how you mess up a really sexy, smooth cinematic sequence. There's nothing sexy about getting in and out of this car. Welcome to Stef ABtv. Welcome to my Alfa Romeo 4C. Oh my word, I am so happy to be making this video. This is of course the first drive video, and sod's law, I start the video and there's a huge flipping truck right in front there doing some form of maneuver, but we'll run with that. But guys, here it is, my Alfa Romeo 4C Coupe. I am genuinely over the moon to purchase this car. You guys all know that this is a car that I have wanted for so long. It's loud, it's uncomfortable, it's impractical, and I love it. I absolutely love this car. Now, for those who aren't familiar with the Alfa Romeo 4C, particularly the Coupe, they started production of this car in 2013, and it kind of ran all the way through to 2018, and then they stopped production. But I believe they only really made I think it was 3,500 units, which is hardly anything if you think about it. And the key thing, the kind of ethos behind this car is it's lightweight, it's pretty much a carbon tub, and it weighs about 895 kilos curb weight, which is pretty ridiculous if you ask me. And because it's so lightweight, the little 1.75 turbocharged engine produces 240 horsepower, but it's the power to weight that you really like. That power to weight is what makes this car impressive. Now, as I said, completely carbon in this car. The carbon monocoque tub means that everything in here is pretty loud in the grand scheme of things. I mean, I'm having to shout now. It's not the most practical car to do filming with, but I don't care. Because what this car is it's an event, it's an occasion. This isn't my daily car. I'm fortunate enough to have a second car. Well, the missus has a second car, which I steal quite regularly. Now, 240 horsepower equates to around about 258 foot-pound of torque, I believe, in this car. But the really impressive thing with the Alfa 4C is not so much the power itself, but it's the way it delivers its power. Now, the engine is behind me, it's a rear-wheel drive car, and with all of that 240 horsepower, when you plant the foot down to the floor, all of that torque, it hits max torque at just under 2,700 RPM. That is a serious spike of torque. Now let me accelerate here, give you guys a quick example. Drop it into first. Put it into dynamic as well whilst we're at it. Dynamic mode on, and of it is that the A45 I had prior to this was probably faster on a 0 to 60. In fact, it is technically faster because this car does 0 to 60 in alleged 4.5, although I've seen a lot of people prove Alfa wrong, particularly with the two-stage launch control on this car, which I'll touch on in another video. But the A45 was 4.2 to 60, this is 4.5, let's go with what the manufacturer states. But the thing that I bang on about all the time is feeling. And this car makes you feel like you are going ridiculously quick. Ridiculously quick. So even though I'm only banging out, you know, 0 to 60 times, it feels like I'm in a bloody Formula 1 car. I mean, the event, the occasion of having that turbocharged engine behind you is absolutely magical, and you can probably hear it as I kind of boot it and unleash the throttle and come off it. You get that beautiful kind of turbo whistle, and then like kind of like the wastegate when it closes, and it just sounds ridiculous. I mean, so this is a 1.75, it's a 6-speed DCT, so dual clutch gearbox. Pretty much looks like an MTA, well it pretty much is an MTA. It is obviously FCA, so they do share quite a bit of parts. But this car, the 4C, comes into its own around the corners more than anything, because it's so low, it's so wide. Actually, the width of this car can pretty much catch you out sometimes, because I think it's almost as wide as a Range Rover. It really is, but the road presence on this thing is completely bonkers. But I mean, I talked about how fast the thing picks up, and if you listen, you can hear when it's on max boost. I'm not even going to launch it, but listen. It's so fast. It is so fast. The more you drive it, the more you look at it, the more heads it turns, the more you kind of think, actually, you know, what it pretty much is within that supercar category. It's, you know, there's not many around. It goes really quickly. You know, granted, you could argue, does a supercar get you 40 miles to the gallon if you drive it sensibly? Probably not. But that's the beauty of this car. That is the absolute beauty of it, is that you can drive it like a complete hooligan. It turns so many heads, but equally, you could, if you really wanted to, get some relatively good MPG out of it. The moment you start to put your foot down like I do, you know, because it is an occasion car, it drops relatively quickly, but it fires through those gears. It literally does. Now, there are a couple of things that I would love to have seen from this car. So the upshifts, it sounds really good from an upshift perspective. I really like it. You get these kind of nice DSG pops out the back on the upshifts, and I like that. I know some people don't, but I do. But you don't really get much on the downshift, so it's not, it rev matches, but it doesn't really rev match, if that makes sense. Put it into dynamic. Dynamic, the gear change are a lot more, they thud you a bit more. What a car! What a car! And I touched on it earlier on being noisy, impractical, uncomfortable, but you don't buy this car for that. Oh, I mean, handling wise as well, it just sticks. I mean, this reaction, this feeling, this sensation, this is what the 4C is all about. It's not about going shopping in it. No. It's not about taking the kids to school in it. No. What it's about planting your foot on a Sunday drive, or, you know, when you just want to get out in a car and enjoy it for what it is. It's pure. That's what the 4C is all about, and I'm so glad I bought this car. It literally is a dream come true. I mean, you're probably seeing it in the video. I mean, when do I get this excited about cars? And it's my own as well, which makes it even more special. It's my own car. It's only got 5,000 miles on the clock. One owner. It's been looked after. Oh, man. Just over the moon, guys. And it is literally no thrills. I mean, well, I've got, all right, what have I got? I've got doors that lock themselves. I've got AC, great. I've got a radio, great. I've got carbon fiber everywhere, which is even better. But what I don't have the luxury of heated seats, none of that. I don't really have the luxury of being able to move my seats that much, but again, I don't really care. I fit in it pretty okay, although getting in and out is hard. But again, you know, you look at this car and what it's for, and oh man, I love it, absolutely love it. Yes. And then what about tuning? So this is another kind of interesting point. Let me get past these cyclists. And then you look at tuning. So this is 240 and it's quick enough. I mean, if you're an Abarth owner and you follow my content because you love the bar, imagine an Abarth 595 with the IHI turbo, which is the turbo that spools up really early. Imagine one of those that runs 240 horsepower. So you can imagine that power curve, it's like, and the torque curve, it's like 0, 0, everything, and then it starts to slow down. So that's why this car is so great, because from an acceleration perspective, you get so much power low down the rev range, which I really like. But there, again, Alfa Works do a package, Pagea Racing do loads of stuff. There's loads of companies that tune these cars, and what you can get much closer to 300 horsepower. 300 horsepower in this car will destroy so many things on the road. So many things. And I'm very tempted. I'm very tempted to do it. Rear wheel drive, 300 horsepower, 895 kgs. See you later, most things on the road. And I think for me, the most important thing is I'm so pleased to be now back under the FCA umbrella. So I left, you know, I had the Abarth, which is FCA, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles. Alfa obviously falls under the same hat, but when I left, I kind of missed the Italian car scene. I missed turning up to Italian meets. I missed a lot of it, and now I'm back. So I can't wait to get to the summer meets in this car and just enjoy having it. Particularly now, I think I bought it at the right time. But yeah, I'm just so happy I could share this first drive video with you guys, and there'll be plenty more coming from this car, obviously in the near future. But for now, my name's been Stef. You guys have, of course, been awesome. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon on the next one. Thanks for watching.